And hello, everyone, and hope everyone is doing quite fine these days on a beautiful Thursday. Tonight, we are talking about a very great topic and things that you should do on a cruise ship, and things that you just may not want to do because it may end up you getting banned from a cruise ship. But here with me tonight is a very special guy. He's in my basement right now. And I'm so lucky to have him because he has the night off. So you all know him. He's my buddy, Mr. Justin Millington. Here he is. Hello, Justin. How are you doing here tonight?
Good. How are you doing today, Rob?
Oh, I'm doing great because it's my Friday.
It's your Friday. Oh, nice.
Yes, it is.
Lucky you, man. And for
For
me, it's just,
sure.
today for me it's just a split day.
A split day. Yeah, those split days, man. Do you ever love those split days?
Oh, you gotta love them, don't you?
Well, the split days, I haven't had a split day to tell you the truth for a very long time.
Oh, oh yeah, because
For a
especially like where you are now,
very long time.
very long time. We don't
But
know how
I'm
long,
gonna go
but
about maybe what 6, 7 years. I haven't had a split day.
6, 7 years. Wow.
Yeah, 6, 7 years. I haven't had a split day. But of course, before I forget, for everyone that's coming on into the chat or even the hashtag replay, let's not forget to give this video live stream a big thumbs up so we can promote this video out
Yes.
to more viewers and grow this channel. But next thing in line, we need to welcome on in our viewers. So in the chat, we have Mr. Scott, Controversial Cruising.
How's it
And
going,
how
Scott?
is Mr. Scott doing? And I would love for you even also to come on up because it's not very often I get to have you come on up. So if you want to come on up, I'm pretty sure you have the link. If not, I'll send it to you again or again for the first time. But I would love because I know you for sure have a lot to say on this topic here.
Oh, I'm gonna have something to say on about this topic as well too.
And for you, I definitely know you have a lot to say. And so
Yes.
far, that's all that's in the chat besides Mr. Nightbot.
Nightbot. How's it going, Nightbot? Welcome into the chat.
As Nightbot is saying right now, we are trying to reach our 110 subscribers by July 1st. And we are only about 47 away. So let us reach that goal so we can hit that 110 and 1,010 subscribers. But let's get on into tonight's topic. And we're going to break it down slowly by the piece. So, of course, Scott, let me know if you want to come on up. You got the link? If not, I can send it over to you. So, let's take away the Nightbot's comment so it doesn't interfere with the question or the comments that are being made. So, first, we're going to start off with something you don't do, because we want to end the stream off with a positive note. So first things first, don't reserve deck chairs all day.
No,
You
because
don't do that.
no, you definitely don't want to do that because you don't want to upset other people that are on.
Leaving towels and items to claim loungers for hours is forward upon, like it's frowned upon. It's not nice to do. Like, how would you like if you roll on out there, say around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you can't find a chair because all the other cruisers have reserved their chairs, and they're not going to be there until maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to start using those chairs. So that means from all the morning up until about 2, 3 o'clock when you get there, they can't use it? Does that seem right to you?
No, it's not right. And that's how other cruises will get upset, because when you have it reserved for so long and they can't use it and they need to sit back,
Exactly.
especially if they have knee problems and they can't be standing for long periods of time.
Knee problems, walking issues, or
Back problems,
back
or
problems, whatever it may be. And those are just a couple examples. But
yeah.
they don't even have to have any problems. They can just simply, they want a lounger by the pool to sit back and maybe soak up the sun. Maybe sit there and watch their kids or their grandkids play. Maybe they want a chair to put their stuff down so they can jump into the hot
So,
tub or the pool or even go on the slides. But keep
yeah,
in mind, every, say, 30, 40 minutes, you want to go back, try and make a presence that you're still there using the chair. And then, go back to what you were doing. Because then, it makes it look like you're still using the chair, which is great.
yeah.
Because, like I said, when you go there, you definitely want to be able to get a chair. And, like, for example, on the Booze Cruise 1.0, do you remember what we were doing before that dance competition happened? Do you remember, Justin?
Oh,
What were we doing just prior to that?
or I'll say prior to that, before.
Yeah, what were we doing?
Oh, we were. It took a long time for someone to get a chair for.
No, we were sitting like way
Sitting
up
way in the
there,
back. We were sitting way up
there.
far away. Yeah.
I think like it was on like the next level
Yeah.
on some lounges, and we were just sitting there relaxing. But prior to that, we were actually in the hot tub.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were in the hot tub for a good while before.
And we were in the hot tub for a good while. Then we decided, hey, let's go sit up on some lounges and just chillax.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, these feet of mine start talking.
Talking and saying, Robert,
Before this,
yeah,
started talking, and next thing I know, I'm in a competition.
Yep, you're in the competition when they start calling up to see participants into the competition.
I
Robert
somehow
jumped out
ended
of his seat so fast.
my feet moved so fast, my brain didn't even click in. Say like, and I went, oh crap, I'm in a competition.
Yep.
All right, let's see what you got, buddy. But we gave up those lounge chairs to move down further. So you definitely do not want to be holding up loungers all day long. But I do see what someone else has dived into this chat. And I'm sure you know this person. If not, shame on you. Shame on you. And I'm going to do this. So who do you think it is with me saying this if you don't know who it is? And you know them.
It's
They're local. They are local. I will tell you that much. So that should give it away.
Oh, let me guess. It's Mr. Chris, right?
Mr. Christopher
Chris Seabear. Yes.
Seabear. He
How's
has
it going?
dived on into the chat and he's saying, hey, what's up, Rob and Justin? How are ya?
Oh, we're good, man. I was just relaxing. Just on the
We
live
are.
stream.
So, bottom line, just don't hog the chairs. Don't wait. There will be chairs later on available for you.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the second one, which is our positive one.
Oh, positive.
Respect personal space.
Oh, that's very important. Respect people's personal space. Yes.
Yes, sirree. And tell us why we should be, Justin.
We have to respect people's personal space because we don't want to be too crowded up close up to them. Or in case if you're like if you're coughing or anything or sneezing, if you have a cold or whatever, try to keep as much space as you can from them.
That's a possibility.
Because the last thing you want
But cruise ships can
people
get crowded,
to get crowded.
and mindful not to crowd others in elevators, buffets, and lounges. Because you don't want to be crowding like. And here's the thing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's just not on cruise ships. I've seen it on elevators since like say like the CN Tower.
Yeah.
Or
Or
I can't really use the airport
no.
because I use a freight elevator when I'm at the airport.
Yeah.
Like and I'm referring to when I'm working. That's what I'm referring towards.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So and it says, and correct me if I'm wrong if you guys ever see this, if the number's higher or lower. But the number says, and I can't recall the weight, but the number is 20 people. 20
20
people.
people.
20 people on like maybe an 8x8 elevator.
Yeah.
Like the elevator's not big. And it
No.
says 20 people?
20 people. That's ridiculous. Why is there so many people like that?
No. It says it can accommodate the 20 people. Or so much weight.
Yeah.
Now, my ongoing joke is when you're on a cruise ship, you count as two people. I count as two people.
Yeah.
The next person counts as two people. If they're maybe a little bit, bigger in size, maybe
Yeah.
they might be maybe they might be 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Just for that individual. But 20 people. Can you really get 20 people onto an elevator? I think that number's a little off.
Yeah. It is off. It's
But
impossible to get that.
if you crowd that elevator, you're not respecting space because literally you are pretty much. I go beyond on top of them. You're pretty much inside of them.
Yeah.
The way I put it, you're inside of them.
It's like you're literally in their face.
You're in their face. You're pretty much. You're right. You're crushing them. You're on top of them.
Yeah.
And I did see one more person did dive on in, and it's Miss Lisa Got Style. Hello.
Hello. Welcome in.
Welcome on in. And where are you coming on in from? Because I do not recognize that channel name. So you are fairly new here. So welcome. Yeah, so like you need to respect space in the buffets.
In the
Give the
buffets, the
person
lounge.
give the person space to grab what they want and then move on. Then it's your turn. Because
Yeah.
trust me, if they have taken the last slice of pizza, don't you worry.
Yeah.
There's more coming.
Exactly.
I promise you. Maybe not right away. Maybe not that very second. But next time you come up around, don't worry. We got you. It's there.
Yeah. And don't jump the line either too. Like
And yeah, don't jump the line. And while we're talking about the buffets, please use the tongs. Because touchy with
yeah.
finger fingers, it's a big
No.
no-no. And we do this with no-nos.
No.
And then lounges, well, same goes to the lounges.
Yeah, lounges or or like the dining room and or
Well,
anyway.
dining room is not so
Dining
bad.
room, I can't really because you're
You're
sitting,
seated.
because you're seated, yeah. Or like, or like, or like, what's it called when you're out on the Lido deck or whatever? Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
how's it going, Chris?
Hello, Mr. Chris.
Chris, D Bear.
How's it
How are
going, man?
you doing?
Good, good. Just, just here chilling, man.
Feeling nice and fresh.
Nice and fresh, eh?
Yes, sirree. And of course,
Got it done last week. I think it was last week or this week, whichever.
Nice.
yes. And of course, this one so far, knock on wood. Well, my hand right now, but you know what I mean. We haven't really had much issues with this one yet, and I hope we don't.
Oh,
But it's avoiding excess noise in hallways, and that's like talking loud, running
yeah,
kids, or slamming doors
yeah.
late at night, disrupting others,
Or early morning where
or
people are
even
supposed
early
to.
in the morning. Now, of course, the craziest thing I've had in the morning was actually our last cruise that me and you took, Justin.
Yeah,
And it was, I think, about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I have no problem with being woken up for this. Like, to me,
yeah,
that didn't bother me because someone really needed help.
yeah.
But I've never heard tell this. And do you remember what it was? What the call was?
Oh, it was an emergency call for
It was an emergency call, but what was the call asking for?
um, for what's it called in paramedics to come and help this one cruiser because he had a seizure or something like that.
No, it wasn't a seizure.
Or
What's inside of you that you can give?
Blood.
blood,
Blood.
blood, yeah,
They wanted some blood.
blood, yeah.
And I've never heard tell this. And this was on the Carnival Magic, a very great ship.
Yeah.
And I never heard tell of them calling for blood. But luckily, it was a day we were actually pulling into a port. So they could actually get off the ship and go get the truly and full medical help that they can get much better on land than on a cruise ship. So that to me is not classified as being loud or disrupting other people.
No,
Because that was an emergency.
it was an
But we're
emergency.
talking about talking loud or
Talking loud.
running up and down the hallways or even slamming those doors.
Yeah,
If you're
especially.
coming in late at night,
Yeah.
just close the door softly. So you'll hear boom.
Oh, but then you also gotta remember too, because if there's people that are drinking on those cruises and then they're coming back to their rooms, their staterooms drunk and being obnoxious and arrogant, you know.
Yeah, but of course
And
you
loud.
got but see, Justin, that's not even classified as an excuse. Would you say, Chris?
Not really. No,
That's not
it's not
really
an excuse, but
it,
people will do it.
this is the way how I put it.
Yeah.
Let's say you go out for a guy's night, a girl's night, and you come home,
Yeah.
your family's sleeping.
Yeah.
Do you think your family wants to hear you coming in loud and going boom?
Nope.
No, definitely not.
I'm pretty sure your mom would kill you, Justin.
For sure. I'm pretty sure your mom would kill you too.
Maybe not physically, but mentally, she would probably kill you.
Yeah. And same thing with your parents. Your parents would kill you.
Same with mine. And I mean, Chris, I know, Em would kill you physically.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe she smothered me somehow.
Or maybe, or she'll kill you mentally, basically.
or killing mentally. But bottom line, if you flip the tables and it's you are being woken up by that, I'm pretty sure you're not be too happy with that individual.
No,
Nope.
definitely
But
not.
let us all know in that chat right over here, or if you're watching in the replay right down here, would you enjoy being woken up? Um,
Heck no.
with that.
Nope.
Because I'm telling you straight up, I would not like it.
I'm telling you straight up, I would not like it either too.
Because that to me is a big no. And this is
And it's
no.
and it's disrespectful,
Extremely disrespectful.
especially if you're trying to sleep in peace and wake up the next day that you want to have full of energy. You know.
Exactly. There we are. And here's our next guest, Mr.
Mr.
Eddie
Eddie
Google
How's it going,
Studio.
man?
Studios. How's it
What's
going,
up? What's up?
Eddie?
What's up? Good evening, guys. What's up? How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, pretty
Extremely
good.
Good, good, good.
So we're talking right now about being loud and obnoxious.
On
Now,
a
Okay.
and I can't
No,
recall.
no,
Have
wait,
you ever
wait a minute.
experienced that before?
You guys being obnoxious and loud. You Canadians? I don't think so. I would say that something about me, but you guys, no.
Not a chance.
Not a chance at all, man. No.
Oh,
We're pretty quiet
yeah,
Oh,
when we come
extremely
in.
quiet.
I saw that on the Glory. You guys are like, they're puppies here. What's going on?
It's like, man, it's like, man,
Yeah, we're trying to be the chilled and quiet ones, you know.
it's like, you guys do understand. You are on a party ship, not
Yeah,
a quiet ship.
Oh, on a carnival ship.
Yes.
yeah, carnival. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
the
a
carnival could be
Norwegian, not a
pretty
Royal Caribbean.
loud, and people they're just go a little nuts. That's why I don't really. I'm not a fan of carnival. I will say. Back in the 80s and 90s, that's all I had, carnival. So when I lived in Miami,
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the times that we took off to the Bahamas and all that, we the only place to go was carnival, and
oh,
also work with school and all that. Some of the shows that I did back then were on a carnival ship. I'm glad I got to ride around on the Tropical, the festival, the older cruise ships for Carnival that look nothing like what they do look now. But I never became a fan. I did enjoy cruising, but I never did enjoy the activities and the craziness. Even though I was in my 20s and early 30s back then,
yeah,
I wasn't. I don't know. There was something about it. I was more. I guess I was more into rock music and bands and stuff like that than the party atmosphere of the '90s.
and the thing
I
is,
love the '80s. I will never go away against from the '80s. I love music and all that from that time. But then once the '90s came around, things began to change for my style. So I think that's why one of the reasons I was never too much into it. I wasn't into casinos. I wasn't into the smoking back then. We even had a ski shooting on those ships.
Yeah. And
So
I wish I had the ability to do that
yeah,
because I've seen that in movies
yeah,
and that looks loads of fun.
yeah.
oh,
I don't know. I never did try it. I never had the chance to be part of it. I never wanted to even find out about it at the time. I didn't want to deal with guns. Back in Miami in the '80s, things were really rough when it came to guns and drugs and all that. So shooting guns and stuff wasn't my style. I kind of walked away from all that stuff. So
yeah,
I never got into that. But it was something to be seen though. Activities that you will never see again nowadays unless there's a
No,
private
you won't
owned
see that.
company. Yeah,
no,
hey, you never know. Maybe someone will build their own company where they do all this crazy stuff because it's their own company out of intentional waters. But
Yeah.
still, moving on. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
avoid excessive noise on hallways, loud talking, all that. It is hard to tell. It always is going to happen. There's always one or two that are overexhausted in their package, and no matter what you tell them, they're just not going to listen. So,
Correct. Now, I want to rewind back to the first two, because I know Eddie, and if I know Eddie well, trust me, I know Eddie. He has some good, strong opinions on the very first two topics that we just talked about.
Yeah.
So, in that number two was talking about respect personal space, and this is referring to like the elevators, the buffets, the
Okay.
lounges. Let's hear what Eddie has to say. And
oh,
we're gonna put him main screen.
Yeah.
main thing will be to me elevators. I am handicapped. I do use a walker uh, for now. I am moving. I am getting promoted into a wheelchair scooter soon. So that's why I'm trying to. I have a GoFund out there, getting some funds together so I could purchase a scooter, make it a little bit easier. Now, when it comes to this on elevators, things could get a little tight in the elevator. Not everybody is aware or nice to you when it comes to being a handicap. Some people give you a evil look when you get to the doors, like you don't fit. Don't even try getting here. Sometimes you are lucky enough that there's space to come in. My walker right now, it is a foldable one, so it's easy to just get in and go on. And Alice with me. When Alice is with me and she wants to get in the elevator, she's gonna get in the elevator no matter what. And don't get her upset. Her New York German accent comes out, and she'll let you know. But there's times, bless you. There's times where it's too packed, and I just what, let it go. So we deal with it as best as we can. Now, when it comes to like eating and restaurant, when we go to the when we went to the buffet,
MDR?
no, not so bad. The MDR was not too bad
Because you're
because
seated.
there's a hostess that will take you to your table and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit easier. But like in the buffet area, there's no hostess or anybody that could walk with me to make sure that I get to a table. Sometimes I got lucky on those last cruise that we did on Royal Caribbean. I was very surprised that as soon as I came in, one of the employees from the kitchen, came out and says to me, "Follow me. I know where to take you." So I was like, "Whoa, surprise!" I've been in ships where whoever's they're cleaning the tables and stuff. Sometimes they do kind of look for you and say, "Oh, you come over here. I got a table over here, whatever the deal." So and help you with it. Or they once I sit down, they ask me, "What would you I would like to drink or whatever," so they could go get it for me, which is great. But in that other case, once I get up to go get a plate or whatever I'm trying to pick for my meal, things could get a little rough. People will cut me off. People will get in front of me, um, and it gets a little, frustrating. But I'm like, I'm enjoying my time. I'm not gonna let these people bother me. Just move on and whatever the deal. But I've been in a couple of situations where I'm like, listen, would you get the out of the way, or something like that, because you're really getting annoying in my sight. I have done that twice already, and the person has realized what they're doing and move out of the way. But it's been good. It hasn't been great, but it's been good. But some of this stuff I gotta deal myself with it too, because I'm the one who's handicapped. So if I need the help, I'm asking for it. If I don't need the help, I try to do my best with what I can. If they offer to carry the drinks or whatever, I don't have a problem with that. They offer to go get me a refill, great. Most of the times, Alice will definitely go and get some stuff. We try to eat small, so we don't have to get too crazy and try to we try to get a table either at the beginning of when we first come in or towards the other side of the buffet. Now in MDR is a total different area depending on where you're at. And like in Royal Caribbean and Carnival, you have an assigned table with we got an assigned table with well, we didn't really have an assigned table with NCL because it's free to eat
Discount.
whenever. So it's been okay for me, but again, there's experiences what I've seen done to other people when it's just almost done to me, not the whole time because I stopped that situation fast. But you have to be very careful too when it comes to stuff like that. So
Yeah. And then, of course, earlier this morning on your show, Go Live Together, which premieres Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Eastern.
We were talking about this top one, about chairs on the
Oh
lead.
my God, yeah,
Yeah, the cheers. Yeah,
that's a
don't
no-no right there, my man.
don't hog it all day. Like
Yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that the other day there was news happening with NCL where they are finally putting their foot down, and whoever's longer than certain time, they are removing everything out of the way, and that's the way it should be.
well, of course,
I don't. That's why me and Alice we don't do the pools or anything like that.
they never. That,
We have done in the last few cruises. We did on the Paradise. We went in, or was it the Glory? I think the Glory. When everybody went to Paradise Beach, we had I got sick that morning with something like 8, so we stayed on the ship. So around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we went up to the Lido. It was completely dead up there, so we were able to do some swimming, and then we sat some lounges that were next to the pool for a little bit. We dry off, then got something to eat and chill the rest of the afternoon and watch the movie. And I think that's when you guys came back and we watched I think Barbie. I think it was.
Yeah, it was Barbie. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the Barbie. Yeah.
So that situation that you guys enjoy that Barbie movie. I don't know. Hey, not judging, okay, but just that's your thing. So I went back to the cabin that
It
day.
was okay.
So yeah,
But it was a great pleasure having the panda, Miss Alice, there with us. It was a pleasure.
Oh, for sure.
because I know she wanted to watch the movie. So hey, fine, go ahead. I said you got two companions here. Might as well check it out. You know, I'm not into this stuff, so I'm out of here.
Yeah. And of course, the fourth top point we talk about is be practical. Always be on time for excursions, dining reservations, and specialty embark and disembark. Because if you're not on time, especially for embark and disembark, you could be going like this
Oh yeah,
through the ship. They will not wait for you
Oh,
at
definitely
all.
not. Be back on the ship on time.
And the
Always.
one port that is extremely known to have that with pure runners is
Cozumel.
Justin. What's the one port? Because I know Chris won't know the answer.
Oh, the one point where Cozumel.
Cozumel is the one port that's known for pure runners.
Yes.
Tequila.
And it's
Run,
fun.
Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run!
Last times we've been to Cozumel, we stayed on the ship because stuff like that. I don't. It's not like
Well, thank goodness
you know
for
we've
us.
been there so many
We got
times
back to
already that
got back on the
I don't really like to get on the ship. You either stay, or if we go early in the morning, do our thing, and right back.
Yeah, and to me, I classify that as entertainment because it's free entertainment right there. Just seeing people trying to run to catch the
to
ship.
the run.
It's funny. Sorry to say, it's funny. But I have yet to ever see a cruise ship leave without passengers with me on board.
And you know another thing that what they should start doing at every port stop, they need to have like barriers so that way children are secured.
Have what?
Barriers near the piers, like between like the ship.
Well,
No,
Because
that will
did
be
you
a
read
little
about what
hard.
happened? Did you read
Yes,
about
yeah,
what happened in
yes, but
Okay?
it will be a little hard thing to do
Yeah,
because those ropes that they send out, they have to be clearance. Have to be clearance. Also, yeah, I will agree with you to have some kind of a
extend.
fence or something there that
yeah,
could be
because
worked out.
I read
But at
about
the
this
same
happening.
time, it is parents. They need to be aware of where their kids are, and you're in an
They have to
open
keep their eye on the
situation.
kids at all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in Coco K, I was reading something like a child fell between the ship and the pier into the
Yeah.
water.
And that's just poor judgment and not lack of supervision.
Yeah,
That's
That's
what
right.
that is.
it is.
Cozumel has some there's some dark spots. There's some areas that are shallow, but there's some other areas that you could tell it's a good 15, 20 feet. You could fall in there, and if you don't know how to swim, you got a
Yeah.
problem.
And luckily, like within like I think of what like 3 or 5 minutes, like the child was rescued. Luckily,
And luckily they weren't crushed.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That wave comes in and the ship comes in and forget about it. You're a
And
pancake
lucky
now.
or luckily they didn't go like under the ship,
Yeah,
like underneath the water under the ship. Like that's
And then of course when it comes to your dining reservation and excursions, well, if you're late for your excursion, they're just gonna leave without you.
exactly for your excursion. Yeah,
And you're still paying for it.
yeah,
Mhm.
And for the dining reservations, well, after so long, they're gonna give up your table and hand it to a walk-in, and then you gotta kind of join the queue of the wait list.
yeah.
Or go to a different venue.
Or try a different venue and see if you can get in there.
Or just go eat somewhere else. Go to the buffet or whatever. Like or
Yeah,
At that point, if you missed your dining reservation, your best bet is just go to the buffet.
yeah, go to the buffet or the Lido deck or whatever they have there. Like
Yeah, and go there and just do that as a write off. I mean, you missed your dining reservation.
yeah,
Like,
that's why the best is anytime dining.
yeah, because I think what cruise was I on? The Bliss, I think it was on one time,
Yeah,
and somehow we totally missed our dining reservation. We totally missed it. We thought it was one night, and it was actually another night. But we got lucky. We told them what happened, and they had another day available. The time wasn't all the greatest. It was kind of crappy, but we really wanted to go to that venue, so we took it. But we lucked out, and we made sure we got there on time.
yeah.
And we just took the loss on that day. So
Ouch.
it happens, but
yeah.
at least you own up to your mistakes.
And like for us, when we're on the Glory, like we only went to our table like what once or twice.
Once, maybe twice.
Once, yeah, because we were supposed to be like after like 6 o'clock dining, but
Yeah,
then
we were supposed to be early time.
but then we ended up just going with everybody else to the anytime dining.
Yeah,
I like that anytime dining. Best thing you could do.
Yeah,
But lately I've been eating earlier, so I might have to be looking into early dining. So,
yeah.
but if it's 5:30 to 9, that's fine with me. That's within the time that I want to eat anyway. So,
but
And then
before we go on to the much more further, let's pick up in the chat because I've been kind of neglecting that chat for a small bit.
all right, let's see what's
So
going on.
let's see who else has joined the chat. I do see I acknowledge. I think I can't remember if I acknowledged the cruise addicts, but hello.
Little cruise.
So, CCA,
That is Chris and Liz.
Welcome on
They
in.
live live down in Miami area.
Fort
Miami.
Myers,
Okay.
west of Miami. They're not near Miami.
They're not in Miami, but they're in the Miami area around that surrounding area. No,
Yeah.
okay, well, they're Florida. They're from Florida.
Yeah, they're on the west coast.
Yeah.
Miami's on the east coast.
Ah, okay. And then Miss Panda Alice herself. Hello.
Who that? Who that?
Oh. Well, we know who that is.
Oh,
We know who that is. And then I thought I saw Danny.
yeah, Donnie's here.
There she is. Hello, Danny. Welcome on in. And Danny is saying, glad to hear you're okay, Rob. Watch the replay of Go Live Together. Yes. I was perfectly
Most
fine.
definitely.
I was in no risk. And what Danny is referring to was
Did you change your diapers, Elise?
I may have had to change the diaper or so,
Okay, good.
but I think I was okay. But what she's referring to is, unfortunately, some hooligan decided to have a little dispute and kind of show a little projectile toy. We're going to call it, and the police respond back with their toy, and they end up making it go off. If you understand and know what I mean. So, unfortunately, they didn't survive. But
Yeah.
naturally, with that incident, there's now a full-fledged investigation going on. So,
Yep.
they will probably be there for a couple days cleaning up that mess. But yeah, I was perfectly fine. And I honestly, I didn't know nothing about it until my mom actually messaged me saying, "Am I okay?" I had no clue what
That's good then.
I had no clue what she was talking about. And then once the feed all came through, it was like, oh, yeah. But let's move on to number
5.
6. Because number 5 was talking. Is it, no, number 5. Yes, you are correct.
Number 5.
Yes, it is number 5. It had me thrown off because I saw the word.
Oh, and speaking of that, I was just mentioning about that earlier. About don't jump the line.
Yeah, that's what kind of had me cut off a bit.
Yeah.
Because I saw the word buffet in there, and I know we were talking about buffets, and all of a sudden we're talking about buffets again. So don't cut the lines. Whenever at a buffet, tender boat, or during embark waiting your turn like everyone else, because everybody has been waiting a long time to get on that ship.
Yeah.
Or get off the ship, or get their food. So why should you have to wait less time than someone else? And of course, when I travel down to Wonderland every year, and this guy right over here,
This guy,
this guy right here,
we know who he is. Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah,
that guy right there, when he comes with me to the park, he knows how much it gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
And I know how much it gets on his nerves when people try to line jump. And luckily, at the park, for about now, 2, maybe 3 years now, would you say, Chris?
Yeah, about there.
we now actually have a line jumpers text line. Now, could you ever see that working on a cruise ship, Eddie? A line
Uh,
text line, or
I don't think it would, because I think they will be getting thrown off the ship. And
Yeah.
yes, I just I go up to the person, whoever that is, and smack him in the head, handcuff him, and put him in the brig. No worries.
but yeah, no, like that is like one of my biggest pet peeves.
I've seen it, but like sometimes in the buffet when somebody, oh, I just want to get a roll or something. Hurry up before freaking cut your head off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get out of the way. Jesus, you should have got that crap from the beginning. Dumbass.
Oh man.
I just giving the look like, really?
Yeah,
Oh Lord, I love it.
but yeah, no, just don't do it. Like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And of
Sometimes
course,
I just get mad, and I'm like, baby, just let it go.
yeah,
It's not gonna
that's one
make
that
us
I,
hurt us or
I
nothing.
know I need to work on a little bit more of trying to just let it go, but it's hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
like when
It's
they
hard.
continue to do it like over and over and over, like
Oh,
these
then
do
we
that.
have a problem. Then
Yeah.
wait a minute,
Because
mother.
like even Chris knows it just keeps happening over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about like one or two. We're talking like groups are just going
Yeah.
boom, bloom. It's like yo,
Yeah.
you've been waiting a long time. What makes you think you can just come and just go plop right in front of us?
That's when you need to see if you get security and let them know.
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's where you need to have video evidence
Yeah.
because all they gotta do is lie their way out of it. Now,
Yeah.
And say
I
no, we
know,
were.
I know you, Jay, was not with me that one time. But Chris, were you with me that one time when they clearly admitted right to it on in line at the ride of the Leviathan?
I believe so. Yeah.
Were you with me that time when they clearly admitted right to it? And they were only going to pick out the I think the one or two chicks that did it. Yeah, it was chicks that did it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And just across from the ride was the popos.
Yep. I remember that now.
Oh.
With the popos, and the popos came
Oh.
up, and the girl was like this, and she looked, and they weren't going to kick just the ones that jumped, but the whole entire party left. It's like okay, even better. We were only after these ones, but okay, you guys all want to leave? By all means, moves us up a lot more faster.
Yeah.
Because all I did was I just leaned over to the attendant and said, "Hey, so what's your opinion on line jumping? Who line jumped? Um, those ones right there. Yes, yes, I rat them out, and I'm not afraid to admit to it. So, but moving forward, let's talk about dress appropriately. Follow the ship's dress code for formal night, dining room, and pool area. How important do you think that is, Chris?
I think it's quite important.
It's
Okay.
extremely important.
Okay, and explain how you think it's extremely important.
Well, wear the proper clothing that they want you to wear. Dressy clothes, not skimpy clothes.
Exactly. Yeah, because some cruise lines are more lean back.
Yeah.
Others are more, a little
Yeah.
fine,
You could, well,
They're
like
a little
during
more
like
picky.
on the cruise,
Would you
like
say, Eddie? He's chuckling.
Well, if you're referring to a skimpy clothes, that will be carnival. If you're looking more of a more formal thing, and then you're talking celebrity. I seen it happen where places where people just walk in the like in the NDR in shorts and a shirt. Like, what do tonight's dress night? At least put on some slacks and a shirt. Make it look nice.
yeah.
But I thought when you said Chris, I thought he got into some kind of trouble or something. Putting him on the spot.
Yeah, like
Wait a minute.
a formal night, you just wear a nice dress shirt, dress pants,
Yeah,
Exactly.
I go
dress.
everywhere I go. I'm in shorts. I will tell you that much right
Yes,
now.
don't wear shorts. Don't wear shorts. Don't wear a vest. Don't.
Yeah. See, I wear shirts because it's more comfortable for me for my knees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at least on those nights, Alice puts on a dress. She puts on makeup, jewelry, and stuff. At least I put on some long pants and a shirt. At least. I mean, it's not a suit. It's not a long sleeve shirt with a tie and everything. But at least I put something, more decent. So
Yeah.
at least I go in and have a nice dinner with her, have a good time. That's all we do. We just go to the MDR or specialty dining. Then from there, we'll go get a snack later and maybe hang out at somewhere down on the little deck at night. Get
You know,
some wind, get some air, get a little
that's why I
horny,
like
and
to
then
get on the Lido deck
go to
and
the
look
cabin.
and watch the view of the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I
go
was doing.
on the back, on
While
the back,
Robert was
on the after
while
the ship.
Rob was
You
doing.
watch that wave goes out. It makes it nice.
Yeah, that's what I was doing while Rob was doing the live streams. I was just by myself somewhere, just just watching the view of the water and just on my phone.
Yep. And just enjoying the fresh air and
Yeah.
like that night when I was playing, delivery boy
Yeah.
to Mr. Juma Brown, who's currently not here tonight, but I'm sure she'll be in hashtag replay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Eddie remembers that one. I brought her a pizza.
Yeah, the disgusting pizza from Carnival.
But welcome on
But
in.
it was better on the Magic than the Glory.
Welcome on in, Jeff. And he says cutting lines includes the elevators also. It includes everything. The elevators,
Yeah.
the buffets, anything that where there's a lineup.
Lounge, yeah.
Just don't cut in front of people.
Yeah.
At all. And I've dropped my link for anyone that would like to try out StreamYard. So feel free to take advantage of this, promo. It just allowed me to have that. So I just said I'll share it if anyone wants to try out StreamYard. So there's the link, and I guess you'll get a $10 discount, apparently. And let's welcome on in Mr. Anthony on the move from the great
Anthony,
state of Louisiana.
Louisiana.
He lives, I believe he told me he lives not too far from NOLA, if not in NOLA.
In NOLA.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, somewhere around those areas. Yeah.
You're within the NOLA area, if not in NOLA.
Yep.
Number 7. Never skip the mustard drill. And this is a big no-no. And I'm going to throw Chris, once again, up on the main screen.
Yes.
And we're going to ask, because I know Eddie knows the answer. I definitely know the answer. And Justin he better know the answer. If not, you're gonna get a little smacking next time
you
I
will.
see you.
You
So,
will too if you don't know.
but let's see if Chris has the answer. Why do you think? And yes, you're on the big screen now. Why do you think you cannot miss the muster drill? Not muster, mustard drill. Or do you even know what the mustard drill is?
Is it basically similar to a fire drill?
Yeah, comparable to it.
Okay, so it'd be an important thing to not miss then.
Because
It'd probably lead to it could lead to probably danger more likely.
exactly. Because unfortunately, the ship. Give me 1 second.
Could
Max is being a little of a bad boy right now, trying to chew something. But anyways, like I said, unfortunately, the ship cannot leave port until everyone on board has done the muster drill as its maritime law, or is it state law? I think it's maritime law.
unlock.
Is the way it's worded.
Yeah.
Hey, is that how's the word? Maritime law?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And they don't play around with that crap.
and
No,
they don't play around. And majority of the cruise lines, they have now gone to a thing called mustard drill. So the traditional way was you go out and you stand out on this deck and they do the demonstration, and it can take 45 minutes to an hour just to do because of how long they got to gather people.
Yeah.
And they don't want you having no food, no drinks. Give me 1 second again.
Here, Max. Here, Max. Come here, Max. Sit down, Max. Don't chew my weight. Don't chew my pillow. Leave my pillow alone, Max.
Because you can't have no drinks or food because they want you to pay attention to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Now, with it being mustard, I believe it's what, 2 drinks? And like we're
That's
talking
not that,
about,
but it's all you gotta do. Just show up at your station.
yeah.
They click. You're done.
Yeah.
And then watch the video on the phone or the TV.
Yeah. Then get the hell out of there.
But
And move
pretty
on.
much, if you don't check into your muscle station, I think it's like what, 2 drinks, and you're cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do
Chris,
this.
I said 2 drinks.
2 drinks.
And you're
Yeah.
cut. Until you do
Somebody's
it.
vibrating.
And you don't want to be getting that rap on the door or that letter in your mailbox saying
No.
that you are required to attend that muster drill because you didn't go to it.
Mhm.
And they will start hollering your name over the PA until you show up and do it.
Well, Rob, you call her and she's here.
Yeah. It's important.
Mrs. Alice the Panda.
Najuma.
Or
Najuma.
is it Najuma?
The one that always wants to
Najuma.
kill you. The one that always wants to like do something to you.
Yes, I do. I now see Mrs. Najuma in the chat.
How's it going, Najuma?
Welcome on in. I think she had her ears were tingling, ringing because she knew her name was called. She was, "Oh, I better tune into Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel because he just said my name."
Yes. And I'm surprised you didn't do the thing about the booth cruise yet, like you always do every chat.
Oh, I'm going to do that in a bit.
Yeah. Because I know normally he does it like in the middle of the live.
Well, since we're now talking about it, you know what?
Oh my!
Let's just do it.
You had to remind him.
Talk about the Booze Cruise.
Booze Cruise 3.0.
Booze Cruise 3.0.
Good lord.
The Booze Cruise 3.0, hosted by Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Ports of call: Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico; out of Tampa, Florida; Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico. Aboard the Grandeur of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. Sailing October 25 to November 1, 2025. Book today for this amazing sailing with any travel agent.
And yes, that is the Booze Cruise 3.0 coming out of Tampa, Florida this October. And yes, you will have to do the muscle drill on this cruise too.
Yep.
And
Every
other cruise that is in this world.
Yep, definitely.
Well, I'm gonna go, guys. I gotta finish my list for tomorrow. But thank you for having me.
Well,
Hanging out with
thank you for coming on up.
Thank you for coming on.
And before we go, let's just welcome on in the last person that has jumped into the chat so far, Mrs. Cheryl and Jeremy from Cruising is Fun Anytime.
Of course,
And you
anytime,
can catch
no matter what time of the year.
yes, and you can catch those individuals and this guy when
Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern time on YouTube.
8 o'clock Central.
Yes.
just a heads up for the ones that don't know.
Everything down here goes by Eastern time.
Likes
How about you guys up there?
Eddie likes the Central because he says Central is where the it's at.
Yes.
Where Jeremy and Cheryl and say it is Central
Intro.
is where it's at because the Central is what bounces from the east to the west. And east and the center to balance so we don't go like
You're
this or like
a doo-doo.
this.
Look at him. He's going nuts too.
Yeah.
Robert here going nuts.
Anyways, thank you for coming out, Eddie. And
Hi, guys.
I guess I look
Good
forward
to
to
see you
seeing
again,
you
Have a good one, Eddie.
on a future cruise.
or on a future cruise. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mañana or sometime next week. Okay. I'm done on the weekend. There's a Helping Hands for Cruising going on all weekend, so I won't be live during the weekend. So I need to get everything done tonight for tomorrow and out of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Peace out. You guys have a good night. All right. Thanks
Yeah,
for the
dude,
invite
I'll
and
see you in the morning.
see you later.
Yeah. We talked about the muster drill,
Yes.
and now we're gonna talk about good hygiene.
Good hygiene. Yes. So that's
And this is pretty simple. It's the same thing as day-to-day life.
yeah. Shower.
Like taking a shower, wash your hands before the meals, and
Don't break
Like,
up
Put on
people.
deodorant, of course, yeah.
after the washroom and, in the public area. So, like, just constantly just sanitizing, washing your hands.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want to be spreading the germs throughout the cruise ship, because basically a cruise ship is basically like a trap nest of a place where you could potentially, I'm not saying guaranteed, because guaranteed is a underestimated statement, because it's not going to always happen, but it is a good place where you could potentially get sick.
Yeah, especially like
You're trapped
germs,
in a small
from,
area.
especially if you get germs from people from different that come from all over different places,
And they come from all different places.
Yeah.
But of course, everyone, make sure you're leaving your comments in the comment section right down below if you're part of Team Hashtag Replay. And if you're part of that Hashtag Team Replay, let's give, say, 2 sons. Mr. Golden Sons. Give me 2 sons in the chat so I know you are part of Team Replay. And if you're here live, make sure you're leaving comments over here. And let's forget to like this live stream, subscribe if you have not done that one already, ring that bell with notifications set to all, and share this out to everybody so everybody can see how much fun we have here on these live streams and all the other contents I put out throughout the week.
And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, Traveling on the Beautiful Blue Seas, make sure you do and see my content I have out so far.
And the last 2 that we are diving on into is, for the last negative one, which we go, naughty, is don't bring prohibited items. What? I mean, I can't bring a wrench with me? I can't bring a hammer? What about,
And remember, no smoking on the cruise ships either.
No.
No. You can
No
smoke.
greens.
You just can't smoke the funny stuff.
Yeah, you can't smoke the greens.
The greens.
Meanwhile, you told me you can't smoke on a cruise ship.
I don't know what I said is you can't smoke in your stateroom, your balcony,
Oh,
but there are smoking decks
You'd have to smoke on the smoking deck.
oh, that's all right.
in its dedicated areas. What about, can I bring a ratchet?
Nope.
Nope, not.
And those are all, iron. What about an iron?
In iron, I don't think either. Too.
No irons, no
No iron.
candles. Alcohol can't bring.
Unless if it's a bottle of wine that has 14% or less percent or less.
Yeah. All right. Since you talked about that one, Justin. Mr. Justin.
Yeah.
Tell us
Yeah,
more.
I'm just reminding people you could bring a bottle of wine, but it has to be
What are
14% or less.
What are you referring to, Mr. Justin? Tell us the story. We know the story.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so on the Carnival Glory, we got onto the ship. So I got on fine, but then Robert got stopped. But here's the thing. The bag that had the wine inside it, the dog wasn't sniffing. They were sniffing a different bag. So then they pulled Robert over and they asked him, "What is this EpiPen for?" And they said Robert told them like it's for like his allergy. And they thought that it was like drugs that he had at first. And then they looked so they opened the bag and they saw the bottle of wine. and they took it. They took the bottle of wine. And they confiscated it. And I spent $100 on the Canadian side.
Oh boy.
At Pearson Airport, I got it for $100 because they thought the bottle was too strong. The bottle was like
Justin,
how much percent?
let's be straight up.
Yeah.
They wanted that wine to drink themselves.
Oh, for sure, definitely. It wasn't over 14%.
It wasn't. They wanted it.
They just wanted it
They wanted it.
so they could drink it themselves.
Don't bring no prohibited items, Arts. You may not be getting on that cruise ship, depending upon what you bring.
Yeah.
Or you might be pulled down to the office.
Just get it from the US side and make sure it's 14% or less.
And let's welcome on in some more people that have dived in. Yoga's Blessed Life, welcome on in.
Welcome on in.
And welcome. And of course, if you haven't yet already, please do consider subscribing and ringing that bell, as I will very much appreciate it. And then I think I did see Kevin pop into the chat. Yes, I did. Hello, Kevin from Tuber Chat from Connect and Grow. He was on live around 5 o'clock Eastern. I almost said Central, but it's Eastern. He was on 5 o'clock Eastern, and he's all about connecting and growing all the amazing millions of channels that are out there that dive into his chat. So make sure you go on by. He goes live about every 3 days. So make sure you check him out and, give him a like in his chats, like you're going to hopefully be doing for me. I hope. So, thank you for coming on by. Well, everyone, but thank you for coming by, Kevin, after your live stream. And then we are flipping back over, and bottom line, don't bring any prohibited items.
Yeah.
And then we're ending off with a very, like I said, a very positive note.
Yes, positive note.
Tip accordingly. Respect the cruise service by tipping as required or adjusted appropriate based on service. So please don't be that Kevin, Karen, and walking down to guest services asking to remove your gratuities, because those gratuities go a long way to the crew members. And it even goes to even people that you don't even see at all. Like, Justin, those bed sheets that you slept on the last cruise.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet and speak to those people?
Oh, man. No, never got to meet or speak to those people.
What about those amazing chefs in the galley? Did you get to speak with me or even talk to them?
Amazing chefs? No.
In the galley. Which is the main kitchen.
No. Because they're always in the kitchen.
All right.
Yep.
What about those amazing behind-the-scene housekeepers? Not the room attendants, the housekeepers.
No, we didn't.
No.
I never got to
all of them are just some of the key elements that get into that tip pool for those gratuities. So if you take away your gratuities, you're technically stealing from them.
Oh.
And it doesn't really cost you all that much. Maybe like what, $20 a day? What is $20 a day to you, Chris?
$20 a day for what?
Paying $20 a day to tip someone. What is $20 a day to you when you're on a vacation?
That's not bad.
That's petty.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
petty cash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
So and you're gonna get a lot more out of that 20 in one day on a cruise. Maybe 40, 50, depending on what the cruise line charges and what kind of stateroom you have. But typically the baseline number is 20.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a lot more out of that 20 than that $20 on land. Because if I gave you $20 right now, Chris, which I'm not giving 20, just to make the fact clear, but if I gave you $20 right now,
Mm-hmm.
what can you do with $20? And you can't put it, and you cannot put it in your bank account or your pocket. You have to spend it. What can you do with it?
I can go out and buy myself a meal.
To maximize as much as you possibly can.
Hmm?
To maximize as much as you possibly can.
I can buy myself a meal.
A meal.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 meals.
Maybe 3.
Three.
Maybe.
3. Yeah.
You can get 3 meals off of $20.
From McDonald's.
Nah. I think
Maybe,
probably get like maybe 2 probably.
okay, maybe.
No, they got the $7 deal. Burger, fry, and drink.
Yeah, but you can't do that for $20. You maybe get it for two times,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Roughly 2 or 3. Yeah.
I'd
Well,
say
not quite 3,
I'd say 2.
because don't forget you still got taxes.
Yeah. That's what I said. About
But-
2. Maybe 3, but not quite 3.
But bottom line is, like what I'm saying is, on board it goes a lot further than
Of course.
what you can get on land.
Yeah.
And of course, if they are doing a fantastic job,
Mm-hmm.
throw them a little extra,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, for sure.
because $20 to you is like petty cash.
Yeah.
To them,
Or bread and butter.
yeah, bread and butter, basically. It's petty cash. To them, it's worth a heck a lot more than $20
Oh yeah.
because they're from like the Philippines, they're from maybe the UK, they're from
or the Caribbean
or the European or like Jamaica or something like that. But
yeah.
mainly, the Philippines. Just use the Philippines as an example.
Yeah.
$20 American is like a crop ton of money for them back home.
Yep.
It's like a lot. So they look at and want to support their families and at least have a decent living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just like I said, just give them a little extra if you can, if they've gone above and beyond your expectations.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Najuma is saying hello to Kevin from Tuber Chat. And he's saying hello back to Najuma and Yoga's blessed life. But yeah, those are the 5 things you should and should not be doing while you're on a cruise ship.
Cruise ship.
Because that can potentially get you banned or in a lot of trouble, which is naughty
Or a lot of hot water.
or hot water. Because you don't want to be what we call on the blacklist.
No, definitely not.
No offense. But you don't want to be on that blacklist, meaning that you are banned from cruising with that cruise line. Because
Yeah.
I believe, I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do believe if you get blacklisted on one cruise line, once again, which means on the you can't cruise with them. I do believe that they do share your information out with the other cruise lines, and they go, well, if you did it over here, what's to say that you won't do it over here with us? So we don't want you on our ships either.
Mhm.
Do you think that they do that, Chris?
I think so, more likely.
Oh, they definitely do that.
Yeah.
Just like they would do that, like let's say if you jumped overboard and go,
Mm-hmm.
you jumped overboard from off of your balcony stateroom, and they
Yeah.
share that information with the other cruise lines too.
Yeah, and I do believe they do share that information, but just behave yourself, have a great time,
Yeah, and then
because
go home. Yeah,
you probably only get so many vacations a year.
yeah,
So enjoy that time so you can go on and do it again.
yeah. Do it again. Do it again next year.
Or again later on that year, because
Yeah, later on that year or next year.
you don't want to be on the blacklist.
No.
I mean, you can't cruise with them. Meanwhile, you are past your final payment date, and all of a sudden they go, "Oops, sorry, you can't cruise with us because you've done this before, and there's gonna be no refund for you. Better luck next time."
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, I'm almost at the bottom of the hour again, because we've been
Yeah.
going live for nearly almost an hour and a half. We're sitting at like an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream and thank everyone for coming. But on the way out, I'm going to open it up to this guy here. Do you have anything to say before we leave?
Not really.
Nothing at all. Okay.
What am I gonna say?
Now, maybe behave and travel more. All right. How about you?
Like just when you go on a cruise, just always behave yourself, conduct yourself in a proper manner, like and do all the things that we talked about on these things, like respect people's spaces, don't hog chairs. You don't want to cause no problems when you're on a cruise. So that way you could just enjoy and have like an exciting vacation that you could talk about for many years to come.
Yep. And of course, like for myself, like I said, these are all amazing, great tips things that you should and should not do. I know there are plenty of others out there that I just didn't dive into, because if I did, we would be here all night and then all the way until tomorrow. And we all need some sleep. And I've been going since 2 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. And I can't be doing a 24-hour live stream and beyond. It's not in me to do. Sorry.
No.
I can't do it. But these are only like 5 of the things on each side of to do and not to do. But if we did not mention one that you think that should be mentioned, make sure you mention it in that comment section right down below what it is and why. And of course, once again, make sure that like button is, smashed on in. You're subscribed with that notification bell set to all, so you will know when I have gone live again, which I go live every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, and my lip syncs always on the next day, Fridays at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, which who knows what I'll be singing next. You never know. And of course, the Fun Facts Mondays coming to you at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. And last but not least, that food taste test review, where who knows where I may go next.
Yeah.
And of course, if you have any recommendations, of course, make sure you leave it right down below, or better yet, if it's something that you can pick up, the mailing address is in the description bar on the About section, and it tells you where you can mail it off to. And I will taste it live right on air just for you. But in the meantime, thank you all for coming on out tonight. It was a pleasure having you all here. And of course, until next time, I will see you all on the high seas and wherever travels may take us. Until then,
And on those beautiful blue seas where the live action is at.